What's going on, guys? Hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to Sam Codes. And today we're going to continue our Linux series, and what I'm going to show you are the basic commands on the terminal, how to navigate through files, different things that you will need to really understand and really learn on your own Linux and the whole terminal. So I hope you're excited about this as I am. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like the video, guys. Comment down below if you have any questions, or you get into some kind of trouble or challenge that you need some help with. Put it down in the comments below. And you know what, with all that being said, let's get to it. Okay, now you can see the Linux terminal right here. It's looking a little bit blurred out. It's because I expanded it, because normally it's in a smaller form, because I'm using VirtualBox for this. So just bear with me on that part. But what we do is we click right here. It shows the applications, and we click on terminal because that's where we want to go to. We want to use the terminal and navigate through everything we're going to use right here. So now that we're in the terminal, you can see that it shows here samcodes as samcodes-VirtualBox. And if you follow the video before on how to actually download VirtualBox and how to install Ubuntu on your VirtualBox on your system, you would have seen us actually set all these configurations. You would have seen where I put the samcodes and the samcodes VirtualBox. If you haven't, I'll put a card up for that so you can check that out. If you don't have Linux, if you don't have VirtualBox, that tutorial will take you through everything. But what we're going to do here is that I'm going to first show you the first command, and I personally feel this is the most important command you can use on LinkedIn on your terminal. Why this is so important is because it's going to serve as a kind of like guide for you whenever you want to use a certain command, or you want to know about a certain command, more information on how to actually be more specific in your commands. This will really help you out, and we call this man. So it's basically a manual. And the nice thing about this manual is that if you write man, what's going to happen is it's going to show us the manual of the manual command. So I click enter, and now you can see it right here. We see the manual right here, and it just shows us the same thing. Reference manual. It shows us different things we can add to it for like regex, for section terms, for page, for files, man-l, man-w. And you can see it also has a description. Has a synopsis and a description. The synopsis is basically like options that allow you to modify the command, as I said earlier, and the description really describes what this command is about. And you can see right here that it says man is the system manual pager. And make sure you read all this, make sure you go in depth into this, because you doing all this will just make you understand Linux so much better. And for us to go out of this, we just click on Q. And now we're out of it. So now we know the manual command. The next thing is we're going to check pwd. Now pwd, you can see right here, it shows us the directory we're in right now. Now you can see that we're in the home samcodes directory, and this sign right here basically denotes us being in the home. And what I want us to do is I want us to do man.pwd, and you can see right here too that we get a description of or a manual of what we can do with pwd. Shows us that we can actually you can add some physical, some logical. The description shows us synopsis, option, as I said earlier, and just some other informations about it. Now what I want us to do is that I want you to also know that there's some commands that if you use this manual or this man command for, it's not gonna work, and one of them is cd. Now that I put cd, it says no manual entry for cd. And why this is like this is because cd is a very old command. I'm sure you know cd if you've actually used your Windows terminal. So cd is something that has been there for a while, and Linux really feel that, I don't know why I always mix Linux and LinkedIn. I think it's the L thing. But Linux know that most people know this, so they don't need to create a manual for the cd command. So just wanted to let you know that there's some commands, some really old commands that you will not be able to use the manual for. But most commands, if you feel a little bit confused, make sure you try this out first before maybe you start Googling and all that. Make sure you try using the manual man command. So now, I'm sure we know what cd is. Cd is just basically change of directory. So if I wanted to go home, I would just do cd.home. And now you can see that we're in home. If I do pwd, you can see that the directory has changed. Before we were in home/samcodes. Now we're in home. So it's pwd will always show you the directory you are in currently. And you can also notice that the tilde is gone here since we've moved. We're not getting this sign right here, this tilde sign. And that's just basically because the tilde represents the home in samcodes. And we're no more in there. We're actually in just the home right now. So that's why that is like that. Another command is, let's try man for ls. And what is ls here? In the description, it shows us that ls lists information about the file. So ls is basically what it does. It lists directory contents. So now press Q and we can just do ls. And you can see right here that in this directory home, we only have sam codes. It's showing us the different contents we have on this directory. So if I do cd now and I want to go to documents, so I say document. And just so you know, also very important, Linux is case sensitive. So if you put documents with a small letter D, it's not going to go to actually there because it doesn't know it. And you can see right here I actually spelled documents wrong, and it tells me that, oh, I still spelled document wrong. Sam code, so I say cd sam, or just do cd. Now we're back with the tilde, and if I do cd, because if you just write cd to take you to your default directory, which is the one we always start when we turn on the terminal with. Now that we've done this, we can see it right here, and if I say cd and then we put documents, you can see right now we're in the documents file. You can see in the documents folder. If I now at this point write ls, you can see it shows us that we have tests in documents. So these are the nice things that you can do. One thing I want to also show you is that we can hide files. If you, for some reason, you want to hide your file, there's a way of doing this. And there's also a way of finding out if a system has hidden files. Yeah, so we need to go to our file right here. You can see files right there. And we have a folder here called cloud computing. In documents, what I want to do is I want to create another folder, and I'll say dot hidden. And we don't see it right here. And the reason is because it's a hidden folder. Now, if I do ls, you see we don't see test. It's not showing us that, oh, this directory, there's actually something there. But what we can do is that if we actually say ls, then dash a, you can see that we have the hidden file here called .hidden. So this is just to show you that you can always check out files here and make sure that, oh, I'm actually seeing everything. So this command is really nice if you want to see, okay, I want to see the hidden and the ones that are showing. I want to see all the files that are in this. You just do ls-a. And I'm just going to use clear. What clear basically does is that it pushes everything up and it kind of gives us space to write more and doesn't confuse you or just make your terminal look very messy and cluttered. Now, if you want a different representation of your files, you can do ls.la. And you can see right here that in this scenario right here, we have different, it looks way more different. I can also do a cd to go back and then do ls. And you can see we have all this file here. If I do ls-a, you can see we have the hidden files also, a lot of hidden files here. But if I do ls-a, L, you can see it's a different representation of what we're doing. We get it in a more readable form with more information actually. And you can also see that, okay, in this sense, we're getting like this, which is 4,960. These are like the memory space of these files and folders. So what we can do is we can say ls, then we say dash la, and guess what? Now we're combining this l dash l and the a, and what we get here is we get all the hidden files also with the more readable form, and you can see like time of actually creating the files and all that, which for sure comes in handy. What we can do too is we can say ls to make it a little bit more readable. We can say ls.lah. I need to put the dash, and now you can see it says, it gives us in a more rounded form. It says 4000k, shows us a little bit better form of like the representation to really understand the information we're getting with the time also. Okay, now that I'm gonna do clear again because it's getting cluttered again. What we're going to do next is we're going to use the make directory, and I can just do a man and then say make dir, and you can see right here it makes directory, and there are different synapses and options that we can add to it, and also you can see the descriptions right here. Make sure you read them, it's going to help you out a lot. So now let's make a new directory. I'm going to call this make dir, and I'll say the name, I'm going to call it tutorial. And now we do ls, we can see we have tutorial right here. So we just created a new directory, which is always nice. And also just to show you that we can move through directories, I want to do cd, and you know what, in this sense I'm going to go to the tutorial that we just created, but you can see it's I put a small letter, and I told you that the command line is case sensitive. So when we do it the right way, you can see that it actually works, and we're in that directory right now. There's really nothing inside. So when you do ls, nothing shows up. One key note that you should know is that if you do not get any error message, that means what you did is actually right, and maybe the file is empty or something. But if you get an error message, that is showing you that, okay, the command is wrong. Or you can see right here, it tells us, oh, no such file or directory. If you get a message like this, that means the fault is on you. But if you get nothing, then just know that, okay, maybe you're using the wrong command for whatever purpose you're looking for, or yeah, you need to just do some more research. So that's something to make sure you keep in mind. So I can make another directory, make dir, and we'll say Linux tutorial. So now if we do ls, we can see we have the Linux tutorial. Now if you want to create a directory tree, I'm just going to show you. We'll go to documents again, I'm just going to do cd, go to our home directory, and then I'll say cd documents. Now if we want to make another directory, we can say mkdir, but then we'll say -p to make a directory tree, course / tech / YouTube. And now you can see that we've actually created a directory tree. If I do cd, if I just do ls, you can see we have course. So if I say cd and go into the course, now we're in the course directory. If we do ls, you can see we have tech. But one other thing I want to show you is how do we remove directory. So we can, to learn about that, we can use the man, and then we say rmdir. and you can see that it says remove empty directory. And this empty is really important for you to make sure you know, because it is not just saying that for no reason. You can only remove empty directory if you use this command on its own. If you add some other commands to it, then for sure there are different ways of actually removing directories that are not empty. So if we try now to remove this directory, and we say in this case I don't know what I'm saying, rmdir, and after that we say tech, you can see directory is not empty. So it's basically telling us that it can only remove empty directories. So I'm gonna do cd, and I want to actually remove an empty directory first. So we say ls, and no, I want to remove cloud computing. So I can say, because I know that's empty, I can say rmdir, and then cloud computing. Make sure the spelling is correct. And now we've removed it because we had to add these quotes with it. So now if you check ls, you can see we do not have cloud computing anymore. So now we've removed an empty directory. But how do we remove a directory that is not empty? That's what we're going to learn right now. And for that, I'm sure you've noticed, we just need to add some other functionalities, which is rmdir, and it's very similar to make directory, where we had to add -p to create multiple file directories or folder directories. In this sense, we do the rmdir, and then we say -p, and after that what we need to do is we need to understand the tree that we want to remove, because we need to write the whole structure of this directory that we want to remove. And the way we'll do that is we say course/tech/YouTube. Well, the problem is that we're not in that directory, so we need to do cd, and then we say document, and then we say ls. Now we're in the course directory. So that was the mistake earlier on. So now we do this, and you can see that if I write ls again, we've removed the course. We've actually deleted that directory, which is really important. And yeah, guys, that's basically it for this tutorial. Hopefully you learned from it. Make sure to watch this video again if you didn't understand all the command. Make sure you write all these commands down and actually practice them out. That's the way you're really going to be able to internalize this. But yes, this is going to be the continuation. For sure, there are more videos coming up on Linux and how to navigate file system, and just so many other things on how to really use Linux. And yeah, this is a skill that is extremely important for people who are in the tech space. No matter what field you're in, it's always great to understand Linux and how to navigate through it and really utilize it. If you have any questions, make sure you put it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you smash that like button. It's completely free. It takes you a second to basically do it. Make sure you smash that like button. Comment down below if you have any questions. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And yeah, I'm gonna see you all on the next one.